everyone, my name is Tarryn and I'll be taking you through Ninja Gig's job posting. Now, Ninja Gig allows you to post to multiple job boards really easily. If you've not used an ATS like Ninja Gig before, I'd highly recommend checking it out. Now, Ninja Gig syndicates to a number of job boards for free. This includes bigger job boards such as Indeed, Google Jobs, Monster, Jubil, and a lot more. Now, if you've not used an ATS to help automate this process, I'd recommend doing so. It makes it really easy and takes out a lot of the complexities. Now, you want to use Ninja Gig to post to job boards for a number of reasons. Ninja Gig, of course, has these built-in integrations, making the process really seamless and easy. I can tell you from experience, posting to job boards manually is really time consuming. A lot of these job boards charge quite an exorbitant fee to integrate with, and Ninja Gig takes that cost consideration out for you. Manually posting to job boards can also be really time consuming, and you'd have to build in tracking to make sure that you know where your applicants are coming from. Ninja Gig also automates that process so that you can tell where your applicants are seeing your jobs and where they're applying from. This helps you track which portals are working for you and those ones that you should be targeting for future jobs. Now, you can also experience some issues, and Ninja Gig will help you troubleshoot any of those issues. So, without the assistance, it can take you additional time to try and resolve common errors. And this is where we're going to jump into a lot more detail. Now, logging into Ninja Gig's dashboard, you'll be able to see all the information recently in terms of your applications, currently active jobs, and anything that you're currently working on. We're going to skip over that information for now and go straight to our job openings. If you have used Ninja Gig before, you'll know that you can save a number of jobs, and this does make the job posting process a lot smoother and a lot easier as you're able to reuse a lot of these job adverts. I'm going to reuse one of my job adverts to save us time in this posting process. Now, there is a lot of information to try keep top of mind, and I really like that Ninja Gig helps you consider what are your job posting success factors. Now, a lot of the job boards do have standards that you'll need to abide by, and this includes job boards such as Indeed, LinkedIn, Google Jobs, and others require that you do meet specific industry standards and guidelines before posting. Now, if the standards are not met, your ad will either not be published or you may be blacklisted. So it is important to make sure that you're creating really clear, enticing, and strategic job adverts that will make sure that your job posting process is a success. Now, there's a couple of things to keep in mind before posting your job. Number one, discrimination is prohibited. So make sure that you read the guidelines that Ninja Gig gives you at the top of the screen here, and that will help you keep in mind all the important information. Know that anything that relates to age, gender, previous convictions, smoking, and other information is something that you want to avoid as much as possible. It might not even be obvious, but things like this will be picked up. They do search for keywords or topics like the above. So you might think that we're posting a job for someone who's young and energetic. Content like this may be interpreted as ageist and or discriminatory. So stay away from anything that could be perceived that way. Another one to look out for is search quality. So stay away from poorly written job adverts, low quality job titles, any job reposting or duplicate job adverts, and make sure that every job post is unique. It has its own set of requirements, application questions, and any other information that may be seen as a low quality or poorly written job advert. This also includes job titles, so keep that in mind when creating your job adverts. I will take you through additional details, so make sure that you pay close attention in the next couple of minutes. The last one you want to look out for is suspicious or sponsored job adverts. And what this means is job boards like Indeed will not promote any non-paid job vacancies. So things like training opportunities or commission-only types of roles are important to keep away from, as Indeed may perceive this as a sponsored job advert. Now, this could also include multi-level marketing or MLM types of roles, so you should also avoid requesting money or fees from candidates in order to be blacklisted. Now, going straight to posting on a Ninja Gig. All right, so now that you're already aware of what to keep in mind when posting your job adverts, let's make sure that you can avoid the common pitfalls when it comes to posting to job boards. Now, it may seem overwhelming, but don't worry, Ninja Gig has got you covered. They do have a very cleverly created template that you can simply fill out, and this will help you match your guidelines in terms of the perfect listing from start to finish. Now, starting with the number one thing is your job title. Keep it short and simple. Now, this may seem obvious, but we do see job adverts out there like we're looking for our next sales guru, or apply urgently today, we're looking for our marketing wizard. Stay away from any job titles that are hard to search for and keep it really simple. I like things like personal assistant, marketing director, waitress, or server, things like that that are really easy for candidates to look for and easy for job boards to post. Now, when you enable or disable any visibility online, this refers specifically to your advert site that NinjaGig creates for you. Now, you do want to make sure that this is enabled before you advertise it out so that it is visible and people can apply to it. Now, another thing to watch out for is make sure that your job advert is fully completed before enabling this feature. All right. We'll come back up to that in a few minutes. Make sure that you've selected your employment type. Now, it may seem obvious again, but if you are advertising for a role that is not full-time and you've selected contractor or temporary, you'll be potentially wasting time in terms of recruiting for the wrong fit candidates or candidates who may perceive the job advert as misleading. Now, you don't want to amend the employment type after publishing your advert. So make sure that if the details like employment type needs to be edited later on, that you first delete or disable this job advert, recreate your advert, and then post that out again, just to make sure that applicants that have already applied based on the specific information that you've got do find that they have applied according to the standards that you have outlined here. Now, again, I would not select publish to job boards until your advert is fully complete. So make sure that this is selected no until you are ready to post your job online. All right. However, this is where NinjaGig really shines. A lot of the time when you select this option on some of the other ATSs that I've used, it can be a really time consuming process to do. It's really cumbersome. There's a lot of admin involved, but with NinjaGig, it's really simple. You simply select this, publish to job boards, and you will be able to advertise to a number of the job boards that we mentioned above. Some of these are paid for integrations, but other ones like Indeed, Google Jobs, and more are free integrations so that you can go ahead and post to various job boards automatically. It really saves a lot of time and effort. All right, now make sure that when you are ready to post that you have this enabled. But again, we're going to switch this off for now before we complete the job advert. Remember to include job location details such as your street address. I've put in some false text here, but you do want to be as accurate as possible. But things like remote working policies, these could also be included. I would really recommend stating whether the job is remote, office-based, hybrid, along with the precise location details so that candidates in the area can apply according to where they live to make sure that this is the best fit for them. Remember to stay away from vague things like work from anywhere. This can mean anywhere in the world, anywhere in the country, and that may be a problem for you or your business, depending on what your governance restrictions are, especially when it comes to tax and pay. All right, and then another one to note before this is avoid misleading job locations. Now, for example, I've seen this where the company's head office is based in a specific state or country, but the job itself would be based in another location. Make sure that you put the job location details in as accurately as possible. Now comes to the important information. Job descriptions are really important when it comes to posting job adverts. You want to make sure that the information is clear, it's well formatted, it's easy to read, and it includes specific information. Now I'm going to go up to another example here that I have saved so that you can see variations of this kind of information. Make sure that you've got a 1 or 2 sentence intro in terms of what you're looking for. We're looking for a server to join our team, and we've stated here that it is during breakfast and dinner hours only. Now, you do want to include your key duties so that candidates can know what to expect. It does help to ensure that the candidates know whether they would be customer facing or not and any other relevant information. Now, I would help guide the selection of the right skills and ensure the suitability of applications based on this. This will also guide your application questions at a later stage, which we will come back to. Make sure that your job adverts are not too lengthy. Remember, a lot of candidates will be using mobile phones to apply, and you'll need to think about how this translates to a mobile phone when you are posting your job advert online. If it's got a lot of text and people having to scroll through, this can lead to a negative experience and also a chance of a higher drop-off rate where people don't complete their applications. All right. Now, going on to the additional details section. Some people may forget to include this. Additional details may seem obvious, but they are nice to know for candidates who are applying, who are looking at a number of options, and they can kind of get an idea about perhaps the company culture, flexible work options, perhaps there's growth potential and career paths that they may be interested in. Perhaps there's healthcare benefits, which is really important. And typically, like we have here in the fast food industry, we've got things like meal discounts or vouchers that may be included. Now, again, this may not seem obvious, but I would highly recommend including this information so that candidates know what to expect. Make sure that you do have your requirements listed as well. Now, this again, as mentioned, will help guide our application questions. First, you do want to tell candidates what to expect in terms of the requirements. Perhaps there's age restrictions in terms of being able to serve alcohol. You want to be at least 18 years old or older. You do want to keep in mind in this industry, people may need high energy, they may need the ability to work nights, weekends, or shifts. And if they are customer facing, you do want to include that they should be passionate about working with people or very customer centric. Okay. Now, moving on to our application questions. I'm going to skip over the next section here. You will be asked to include the expiration date. If not, this will expire automatically. You do want to include your base pay here with regards to hourly wages. This can be quite effective in terms of candidates' applications due to the fact that candidates do want to know what the expected pay is. If you're not comfortable to state the exact pay, you can include a pay range, especially where candidates would be expected to work per hour. Now, the application questions section here is really great. In terms of application customization, you can customize this for this job or any other jobs, but in terms of what we've got included here are simply text boxes. Now, as you can see here, it's very basic or elementary information. Do think about the types of role before selecting or deselecting these options. The reason for this is if in the fast food industry, we are not necessarily looking for any work experience, we know that some people may be right out of school or in school or maybe fresh out of college. They may not have professional references. They may not have a cover letter. They may not even have a resume. I, however, would encourage them to select that. You could just simply deselect anything that is not relevant for you. Now comes to your application questions. This is one of the most important sections. I pay careful attention to this. You do want to make this process as simple and easy as possible, so do not skip this. Now, NinjaGig has a really great custom application questions or global questions that can be saved and reused later. And I would ensure that we use simple drop-down options or multi-select or checkbox lists so that candidates can simply click on those that are most relevant to them. When you've completed these, you'd simply view your job on your website to make sure that everything looks neat. Make sure that you've used all the formatting sections that they have. And if you click on Apply Online now, you will be able to see the job information that the candidates would be required to fill out. Such as mentioned, are you able to work shifts? The candidates would simply select yes or no. They would indicate their experience and perhaps their highest qualification. This is really useful for candidates to apply quickly and easily online. Once you've completed that information and you're happy with your jobs, you can simply select yes, publish this job, and yes, enable this job, show it online, and save job posting. What this will do is automatically post this online for you. You'll get a pop-up toast notification there to confirm that your job is now live. What's great with NinjaGig is you will also be notified of every application you get so that you don't have to come back and check your applications every 5 minutes. You will know via email once you do have applications. They will all be centralized based on job title, and you'd be able to see the information simply and be managed further from there. Hopefully, this helps guide your next easy job posting and helps you to manage your job posting to multiple job boards. Highly recommend trialing out NinjaGig's free trial so that you can see if it's the right fit for your business. Thank you.